Thank you. I'm very glad to be here, and I have no any financial interest on this subject, but I have a lot of financial interest in refractive surgery because I keep on giving away the refractive surgery because it's not covered by the insurance. The patient gives to our foundation so that I can continue my work on children in various countries. That is my financial interest. I thought it's a beautiful papers that were presented. I'm glad I learned a great deal because most of this work is done in the United States by our technicians. It's incredible how much they do because they have parallel sessions during the academy meeting. We had 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 technicians who are helping us in our offices. They all have a meeting too. So I learned a great deal. And laws will always be broken. It's not the question of law. How we are trying to be responsible. So give a little that credit card and tell them there is no extra charge. Right? When you give a credit card, you're not charging anything, and give the preoperative, the refractive data to the patient. Mandatory things, society, and making a law. Laws are made only to be broken. For centuries it happened, and the last century with alcohol and things, we know that. So it is the responsibility of each of us to do to our patients. Okay, I'll share my experiences. I worked in many countries and including United States for the last 34 years. And in the last 2 years, the two things happened to my practice. I have a university, I teach, and I keep on learning. One of my mentors in London used to say, when you don't know what you don't know, you know everything. Think about that. This is the evolution, of course. There are so many things that happen. Evolution and revolution. Some things suddenly happen after so many years. Truly evolution, but the rest of it is all evolution. We keep on learning. It was an ECC became ICC because there is no proper magnification, no illumination, all the cortex was left behind. uveitis, glaucoma. So people wanted to go to intracapsular because ECC was giving problems for 200 plus years. And before that, we had coaching, a surgical condition. Know always a little bit of history because you don't keep on doing the same mistakes. And we should operate in a manner that which gives our patients the most successful, consistent results with the lowest complication rate. Identifying these and analyzing these, avoiding and minimizing complications is all a continuous process. If you think you have done everything and you are the expert, I think probably that is the biggest mistake. This is what I learned. Some of the best surgeons I used to go to learn because I was an ECC surgeon, went to ICC, then ECC and phaco and corneal sections, the phacoemulsification went to almost 5-6 revolutions in the fluidics, the mechanics, the machines, and of course the clinical, how we do the surgical, conjunctival flap, a scleral tunnel, varieties of tunnels, then in a corneal section. In one of the best papers, I'm sure you are aware of this, there are some landmark papers in the literature, and we should be able to read at least those papers, even not all the literature. In 1,000 cases of cataract surgeries, poorly dilated pupil may be the biggest risk, so think about that. There are various things are there you can see on the right side, the new Karl's microscope. Again, no financial interest, and my financial interest is even not accepting the consultancies from the companies because that's how we are brought up in the other generation. Business ethics are different from professional ethics. We are all professionals. We have to keep on reminding ourselves. That's how the reflection on this 1, 2, 3 and the new Karl's microscope, Lumera, gives it. It is incredible. Last 2 years I have never seen. Probably all the things I learned, plus the microscope and the Ocon machine I use. We have used almost every machine. Remember, there are wonderful papers that were presented here. A little summary of that is prior, proper, planning prevents poor performance. And this way is not just you learned in one day, 1 year. It goes on in our life as long as we operate. This is a patient. I will show some few steps of, I don't know, the illumination. It can be stopped, a little bit dull here would be better, or you are saying reasonable. The parasense incision, the self-sealing incision, the problems start there, at least for me. Those of you in the audience, if you are all choppers and you chop every case, I think this is not anything for you anymore. But this is for people who want to do phaco accurately, consistently. Some of the points I'm going, take home points I'll give you. Capsulorhexis, again, the problem in the capsulorhexis is the problem. If you did not recognize, then is all going to capsule tear does not happen. I made it. The thinking, some of the people I was keep on learning when they use certain words, it is not vitreous loss, it is vitreous found. Think about that. It is vitreous found, it's not the vitreous loss. Once you have this kind of thinking, accurately, case after case, we can do it. As I said, 500 patients when I sent. After that, you can add another 100 plus more cataracts. And still, I'm not a very high volume surgeon in the United States, but I'm a teacher. A teacher is one who keeps on learning. And the 4-quadrant phacoemulsification, which came in very early times, because at the time there's so many techniques were not available. Here are some of the patients. This is about a couple of weeks. This patient has an anticoagulant, aspirin, and is 86, diabetic. Her pupil was a problem, so I would like to do all that can to dilate that pupil. Could be hooks, could be urine ring, Miley urine ring, but in a shallow antechamber, you can't put it. So each one has its pluses and minuses. If you could really do hydrodissection well, and doing is different from achieving. This is how it took many years for me to do. Take radial keratotomy. People did radial keratotomy, and they said after 3 months, their half of it is gone. There are very good observers, looked at it, and their incisions were only 50%, 60%. Within 2 to 3 months, the most, 60-70% of the refraction came back. They said, oh, these are rapid healers, intermediate healers. That's an hypothesis. We always try to do something. We think we have done it accurately. If you want to combine the 4-quadrant techniques with a little bit of chopping can be done, but a correct way to incision, the paracensis, and make use of your viscoelastic is a great friend. There are so many viscoelastics, and when we went through last 25-30 years, but there may be a little advantage over the other one. Rest of it is all a kind of marketing techniques. As a younger ophthalmologist, if you want to really learn, you must understand the basic sciences to find out which market is telling you rather than influencing by the market. When the pupil is small, be mindful. I'm very glad that in India we always switch on a light. We keep this kind of tradition. So I would like you to use the word, a little philosophical word, of mindfulness. Mindfulness means, I'm sure most of you know, for me it is what is important now. First thing is I should not get excited and I should not make my assistant nervous. In the operating room, our technicians, our nurses, they are the most important, as important, even more important than our instruments. Once we develop this kind of technique, and there is one spatula I always use in a small pupil, calm down everything, even without breaking the capsule, you want to do everything is so slow with the excellent viscoelastics, bringing them out of the capsule into the antechamber is nothing wrong. In olden days, anything, antechamber, if somebody brings it, those were days, I don't know how many you remember, I went through those. I think that surgeon is not a good enough guy. If you can leave at the end a case like this, patient doesn't care what you have used, what you have done. The vision is good, that's what it really matters. During the aspiration of the cortex, you have the capsular folds when you touch. As long as you don't move the probe, I think you won't do rupture. You can see on and off. I don't know whether it is seeing something not very good there. The capsule folds, when you have, unless you prove the probe, you don't rupture the capsule. It is not the suction, it is your movement. So that is the way you have to think. Those are the fundamentals, relearning the fundamentals. Here is a long tunnel. I kept on blaming myself, what are these folds? So the incision is so important. Everything is one step, is connected to the others. All these things, make all the mistakes in the wet lab so that you won't do it on the patient. And look at the illumination. Look at these capsules, how what used to be with some of the other machines except the Ozil, which has a different kind. These are all my signatures on the pupil. So the machine, the microscope, and the staff are the ways constantly. If we have done the best for the patient. Wet labs, continuously, their new stuff is coming all the time. Wet lab is very important. The illumination, magnification, and the mindfulness. Controversies keep on happening. But if you learn the basic sciences well, you make use of the controversy in a right direction. I would like to show, if you can permit me, because originally this is a 3-minute ECC Madhavi in Gautama Institute. She got the ovation in one of the biggest meetings in the United States, in a Hawaii meeting, and no suture technique. If we can do the consistently, case after case this way, at least the most of those phacoemulsification complications, especially in this country, the hard cataracts and the pupil, when it constricts the brown pupils compared to blue pupils, it can be an extremely useful method in developing countries. I understand India is a highly developed country with a developing country problems. So this method, if you can really practice, learn in the lab, it will take, of course, in your hands maybe 3 minutes. We can take about 5 to 6 minutes, almost like a phaco, and incredible results. This is no exaggeration. Meet me sometimes. We'll get these tapes through the academy, and it was in so many countries, over 21 countries, they're practicing. It is no below dignity for us to practice ECC well. It need not be all the time phaco and phaco and phaco, even at this age. I am just giving that pregnant message. I'll be available for discussion. We can do this is almost less than 3 minutes with a 20/40 vision at the end of the next day is not uncommon at all. And even Europe and other places, this disc got some really wonderful places. So thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts on this. And I thank you for your interest. And there is a book called The Dying Art of Medical Practice by a Nobel Prize winner. Your psychological skills are as important as all the technical skills. Keep thinking the patient-doctor relationship.
Thank you, Dr. Raju.